mahalo if you look at OKO Stick Counter number 13. Once again, it's going to be in our green zone from 12 o'clock. Opponent's got a stick. It's going to be a right circular club with their left leg forward. Once again, a right circular club from the left leg forward. Since this is a stick, this is a now attack. The second he moves, we move. We need to go immediately to a zone of sanctuary. So as he comes in, my left leg is going to be slightly forward. I'm going to step drag in to close that distance. I'm going to left outward knife hand and grab his wrist, which has the weapon. And I'm going to strike with my hand either on the bicep or on the elbow. I'm going to then use that opportunity to snake over his arm and to grab his left forward leg, creating 3 points of contact. As I do so, it's going to allow me to control release with my left hand and to grab the weapon and strip from his thumb. In other words, if this is the weapon, I've got control of his hand. I'm going to strike, come across, grab that leg. His arm is across my body and 3 points contact. I'm going to sneak my hand to the end of the weapon and to use that as a fulcrum to open up the thumb. The thumb is the gate of the hand. Now I can control release his leg and to control his arm as I respond with the stick. As I follow up, I might want to include a kick so that I can finish the rest of the technique. Where I step is important. If I choose to step immediately in front of my opponent, I'm going to have to use a buckle in order to take him down. If I step to the outside, I'm going to have to use leverage in order to take him down. Let's take a look at what that looks like in the air. Let's take it from the front view here. He's coming in with the stick. I step drag in, 1, 2. Come across, strip the weapon, bring it in, strike, strike. In this particular case, I'm going to step to the outside of my opponent. I'm going to mess with his stability, kicking above the knee, step outside of that leg to allow me then to rotate and then to take him down. If I step in front of him, if we take it from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, strip the weapon, strike, strike. If I step in front, I'm going to need to do an in-place stance change to a leg buckle to take him down. Either way, it's going to work. It just depends on what foot maneuver or what environment you're into. If he's taller, you may not want to go to the outside to try and wrestle him down to the ground. If you're smaller, you may want to step in front and use the leg buckle to shift that weight to his leg in order to effect his takedown. So what concepts and principles are there here in OKO Stick Counter number 13? Obviously, we have deviate, deflect, control, and disarm. Anytime we're using a knife, club, or a gun, we need to deviate the path of the weapon and deflect it, to control the weapon until it is time to then disarm. We have 3 points of contact. How contact is his hand, my elbow is at his elbow, and my third contact is at his front leg. We've introduced distance control, whether I step back or step drag in, for that purposeful zone of sanctuary. We have the thumb is the gate. Once again, as I hold this stick, the weak spot is at my thumb. If I try and strip from the fingers, it's really easy to hold on to it. I need to strip at the thumb. It is hip control. Once again, this is using a takedown, whether on the outside or the inside of our opponent. My hips need to be lower than my opponent in order to take him down. So for those of you that are shorter than your opponent, you are at a tactical advantage. Those of us that are equal in size or taller in size have to modify our body more to affect those types of takedown. And once again, we have off weighting. That as I kick, I want to purposely shift the weight into his front leg in order to affect the takedown. I need to destabilize my opponent in order to affect the takedown. This has been a look at OKO Stick Counter number 13. A lot of fun in here, but more importantly, aloha, mahalo, and live pono.